What's going on YouTube? It is Eli with Common Sense, and today I am bringing you guys a Christmas holiday video. Long time coming, it's here. Today we're going to be covering 8 fragrances that you can get for anyone that are going to be amazing compliment getters, and they are going to be sure to love them. This is going to cover some affordable, mid-tier, as well as some niche kind of high-end men's, women's, some unisex fragrances for any budget. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're a regular, thanks again for tuning in. First up on our list, we have a fragrance for the guys out there. This one is going to be Lattafa's Khamrah. Lattafa Khamrah is a wonderful, wonderful choice. Maybe you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but you still want to smell absolutely wonderful and you want it to last a really long time. Lattafa's Khamrah has vanilla, cinnamon, praline, dates, and some other resinous spices. This one is a wonderful, sweet, just vanillic spice, and you get a really nice kind of boozy, creamy, almost a little bit waxy vibe out of this one. This one is considered a clone interpretation of Kilian's Angel Share, and it's well revered in this community, and it's one of the best clones of Angel Share out there for this price. This gives you beast mode projection, and it lasts at least 10 or more hours, at least on my skin, but it lasts an insane amount of time and it smells really, really nice. It's very potent, it's very strong, and it's definitely fruity, kind of smoky, and reminds me a little bit of a vanillic kind of apple turnover with a little touch of oud and woods. It reminds me of sort of a really nice kind of masculine, sexy kind of fall candle, and you can find it for around $45, and that one is Lattafa's Khamrah for men. I'd also like to add that any of these fragrances really can be worn by anyone because fragrances in general are unisex. They're for anyone. A fragrance is just a way to make yourself smell different, set yourself apart from other people, and you can wear what makes you happy. So if you're a guy and want to wear some feminine fragrances, do it. If it makes you happy, do it. And any ladies out there, just do it. If you want to smell like a sexy men's fall candle, do it. No one's gonna stop you. This next one is going to be a little bit more feminine leaning, but again, these are for anyone. This one is Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber. Amber, cherry, cedar, and pink florals. This one to me smells very similar to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540. There's a lot of fragrances out there that kind of try to emulate that fragrance and that kind of DNA, and this one I think does it really well for the price. To me, this smells like a sweet and kind of musky vanilla whipped cream with just a kind of a touch of sour cherry fruitiness, but it's really nice. Around the 30-minute to an hour mark, you definitely lose a little bit of that kind of bright sour cherry, and it fades to a really nice, light, kind of musky, creamy vibe. This one, it's woody and powdery, and it's a delicious, delicious gourmand fragrance. Very pleasing, and it stays really nice, sugary, and just fruity throughout the entire lifetime of the fragrance. Now, some people might be thrown off a little bit by the name because it says dark cherry. It's not a super dark, deep cherry. It's more of like a lighter, creamy cherry, almost like a cherry cream soda, if that makes sense. It's bright, it's kind of musky, it's sweet, and it's creamy. It's a wonderful, affordable alternative to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge, and it honestly has a better presentation than a lot of the other offerings around this price point. Something like Ariana Grande's Cloud or Bath & Body Works In the Stars or Among the Stars. That one, it smells similar, but I think this presentation is really nice. And it's just a really nice, beautiful, deep red bottle that stands out, and anyone who gets this can be proud to have this on their shelf. It's about $40 for a full-size bottle like this, but it's a steal for this price, and it lasts a decent amount of time, but it's really great for this price. And if you're on a budget and want to smell like Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540, get Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber. Next up on the list for you guys out there, this one is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. Think of a warm coffee house selling some sort of cinnamon kind of spiced latte on a cold winter day. That's what I get when I smell this. This one has leather, coffee, tonka, and warm spices in it. This one is a bit of a leathery, sweet and salty opening, and it's got a bit of pink pepper, cypress, and citruses that make it just really nice and kind of bright up top. But do not let that fool you because it dries down to a wonderful vanilla tonka vibe with warm spices and toasted coffee. If you really like the kind of modern gourmandish fresh toffee fragrances that are kind of coming out, you're really gonna like this one because it's got the cinnamon, cardamom, it's got that warmth as well as the leather and the coffee that just smells wonderful for this price. This one's compared to Armani Code's Absolute and Invictus Victory as well. Like I said earlier, this one to me reminds me just of a nice coffee house on a cold day, and you have that coffee, leather, and cinnamon spice, and it just smells really nice. This one lasts a really long time. It lasts at least 8 hours, and it projects really strong in the cold. So it's perfect for this winter season, and you can get it for around $45 for this 100 ml bottle. And that one is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. We're gonna be stepping up in price just a little bit, and this next offering is going to be from the house of Kayali. This next one is Kayali's Invite Only Amber 23. This one's got a wonderful tobacco, cinnamon, cherry, ambers, as well as some hazelnut and some other really nice spices and resins. This one also has some roses, cypriol oil, honey, and agar wood. This one's compared to Parfums de Marly's Wajan, and it's also compared to Angel Share, which I talked about earlier, and Christian Dior's Ombre Nuit. For this one, think Angel Share, but with a little bit of a nuttier, kind of more gourmandish chocolate with a touch of cherry on it. Like a lot of other niche fragrances, it has the oud, cypriol, and the kind of rose trifecta that smells really, really nice, but with an added tobacco with some of that rose, and it just smells really nice. And it's kind of interesting because it has honey as well as that sweet cherry. But honestly, the opening is probably the best part of this. For a couple hours, you really get that tobacco, oud, and cinnamon. It's strong, it's smoky, and it's just really, really irresistible, but it does dry down to a kind of softer, more laid back, kind of warm cinnamon spice with a little bit of amber in there as well. Honestly, this is a great pick, and I believe it retails for around $100 for a 50 ml or around $140 for the 100 ml bottle at Sephora, but I would recommend checking Mercari. I actually bought this one for 78 bucks for this whole 100 ml bottle. I believe it was only missing like 5 or 6 sprays. Somebody probably bought it, didn't like it, and was like, shoot, I can't return it. But check Mercari. I got this for just under 80 bucks for the full 100 ml bottle, and it smells really good. Again, this one's gonna be really great because it's unisex. Anybody can wear this. It's got that really cool kind of gold look around the whole bottle, and the cap is this really cool kind of plastic diamond, and it smells really good. And that one's Kayali's Invite Only Amber 23. Got it. Next on the list is a classic. You can find this in department stores, and you've definitely heard about it, but if you haven't smelled it, give it a chance. I'm talking about Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. This one is definitely unisex, but it can tend to lean a little bit masculine and feminine at times. Anybody can pull this off. While this one's definitely not the cheapest on the list, it's more affordable than Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather Private Collection, which this is basically based off of, and it's more affordable, and it still smells really, really nice. You get black leather, jasmine, amber, cardamom, you get moss and some patchouli, as well as some other really nice kind of earthy notes as well. Super nice jet black leather with just a touch of earthy powderiness. What really makes this one kind of cool is that you have that nice, dark, strong, kind of animalistic leather, but it's balanced with a really nice, soft jasmine. You have a nice white floral that kind of balances out, so you have that strength as well as that softness, and it brings it together. The amber and the cardamom bring a nice, sweet warmth to this and a little bit of depth. So all of these notes together make for a wonderful, wonderful unisex designer fragrance. This one gives a little bit of a dark, kind of gothic vibe from the moss and the leather. It's just confident, smells like badass, and it's just really, really great for the price. It's, I believe, around 160 bucks, I want to say, for the 100 ml, depending on where you get it. It just smells fantastic. It lasts ages. It's just a powerhouse for that first couple hours, and then you could still smell it the entire lifetime of the fragrance. Very linear, but it smells wonderful the entirety. And that one is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. Next up, we are reaching niche level territory. These are going to be expensive, but they are going to last an eternity, and they are going to smell wonderful, and they're going to look really nice on the shelf. I'm not going to lie. Up next for you ladies out there, we are going to be covering Parfums de Marly's Delina. Man, I can't say enough great things about this one. Parfums de Marly offers so many fantastic fragrances, and honestly, I feel like everything that they put out is just a banger. But this one is so light, it's wonderful, and it's just a perfect gift if you want to make her day special and you want to make her feel special. This one, Parfums de Marly, Delina. Beautiful rose florals with a light, kind of musky aquatic. In this one, you get Turkish rose, lychee, rhubarb, peony, some white musks, and cashmere, and as well as some other really nice notes, including incense. If you like Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl, this is basically a niche version of that, and you'll be getting this wonderful presentation and this wonderful high quality, long-lasting juice. Coming straight from the women who actually own this and wear this regularly, it gives them compliments. So be prepared for people to ask you what you are wearing. This one, it's just beautiful floral fruitiness with just a light musky airiness to it. You get a little bit of a tropical vibe from the lychee and the musk. It's got cedar and some vetiver, making it smell really natural, kind of balanced and a little bit earthy at the same time. But honestly, what shines as this one is the pink and kind of white florals in this, but it smells absolutely wonderful. It's perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And it's definitely signature scent worthy. This one's definitely on the pricier range. I believe it's around $190 to $200 depending on where you pick this up, but you get this beautiful bottle and you get the presentation and a wonderful high quality brand backed by that price. And so I think it's worth it. It's definitely a wonderful high status to own this, and it looks wonderful on your shelf. And that one is Parfums de Marly's Delina. This next one is one of my favorite niche fragrances of all time. I am talking about Fragrance du Bois, New York, 5th Avenue. This one is a wonderful unisex niche fragrance. Some people say it's a little bit feminine. I swear by this one. I wear this all the time and it's one of my favorites. They use nothing but some of the highest quality ouds and oils that you can get, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful offering. This one you get rose, caramel, cashmere wood, cypriol oil, as well as some ouds and some other wonderful notes. This one is just an incredible masterpiece. Some people compare this one to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood, but honestly, this stands alone as a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. This one gets you a really, really nice musky, woody rose with just these nice kind of warm gourmands at the base. You also get kind of a powdery, dusty top from the violet, as well as some of the other notes up there. Cashmere wood, rose, some of the oud, that combination is just really, really nice here. Honestly, it just smells like you're hugging someone with a really nice warm winter sweater. And I kind of imagine it's a cold, rainy day in New York, you know, just walking around into a warm antique shop. It's a little bit dusty, it's warm, sweet. You get the rose, the oud, and it just is really thick, really unique, and it lasts a long, long time. 2 sprays last me all day at work. I sometimes spray this at like 6 or 7 in the morning and I still smell it at like 8 or 9 at night. It is definitely a 12-hour fragrance. You can expect to spend a little bit more on this one. I think this is around $275 US retail. If you check around, you can find it for a little bit cheaper, but with some of these niche brands, it's harder to find them for cheaper. So again, check Mercari and you might be able to find it for cheaper if you get one that's slightly used. Honestly, it's nice, it's warm, it's fuzzy, and it smells wonderful, and it is definitely one of my staples in my collection. And that one is Fragrance du Bois, New York, 5th Avenue. All right, the last one on this list is also a unisex niche fragrance. This one, depending on the bottle size you get, you can quickly go bankrupt. And I'm talking about Roja's Aoud Parfum. I honestly saw this smaller, tall 1-ounce bottle. I thought this was attractive because it was unique, and I have the 100 ml, I have a 50, and I figure I just complete the collection by getting a smaller one. Believe I paid around $240 for this. It was on sale, which is the most I've paid for the least amount of juice ever in my collection. But I love Roja, I love the house. They smell absolutely fantastic. They're a wonderful niche brand that constantly puts out just high quality masterpieces. This one has May Rose, agarwood, leather, ambergris, musk, citruses, florals, and other nice, wonderful spices. Now, Roja is known to use lots and lots of notes in their fragrances. There's tons more that I didn't really talk about, but honestly, if you go check out some of their fragrances, you'll be amazed at how many notes they pull together into one fragrance. You get a, ooh, look at that atomizer. Wonderful. You get a really nice floral airiness that kind of contrasts with a nice deep resinous oud and wood. Definitely very Middle Eastern. It smells a little bit like Maison Francis Kurkdjian's oud offerings, but honestly, this one is wonderful. It's got vanilla, patchouli, nutmeg, and cinnamon, which gives it a nice warmth, a nice body, a nice depth. But it also has jasmine, lemon, verbena, and some other citruses that give it a really nice kind of softer touch here. It's soft, it's light, but balanced nicely with the ouds here. You're definitely paying for the presentation and the fact that you only need maybe 1 to 2 sprays total. Be very careful with this because if you spray it on clothing, it will stain. Definitely spray onto your skin because they use really thick, dark oils. And some people don't know this, but Roja also sells the crystal versions where they remove some of that color and it's more of a clear juice. And so you can spray it on clothing, but that's even more expensive. And honestly, just spray it on yourself. These thick oils last well over 12 hours, honestly, way longer. Like I can still smell it on the tester and I'm probably gonna smell this in my room for a week. Really nice high quality oud with a nice white floral jasmine, as well as other nice kind of floral ylang-ylang, as well as some other notes like that to balance it out and make you smell really nice for the price. All right, that wraps up today's video. Thank you again so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun to make this video, and hopefully this was helpful to kind of figure out the types of fragrances that are out there for these different prices. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been Eli with Common Sense, and until the next time, bye-bye. This has got a wonderful, I was gonna say tomato, ugh, that'd be gross, tomato and cinnamon. How hideous would that be? And this one is Kayali Invite 23 Amber, bleh, what a mouthful. This next one is Amber, what the, this next one is, God.